Hey guys, Bree here from Fitness Coliseum. I'm going to start making some videos for you guys about our general philosophy and thoughts on fitness here at Fitness Coliseum so you have an idea of what we stand for and hopefully learn some things along the way. So today I'm going to talk about why we do what we do, why we like this level of fitness, and why fitness is important for all of us, even if you have no desire to ever maybe compete or enjoy fitness, honestly. And so we're going to talk about that today. So I'm going to use a little illustration here, and we are going to use something that CrossFit calls the sickness, wellness, fitness continuum. So it's kind of a little bell curve like this. Down here is sickness. Up here is wellness. And down here is your highest levels of fitness. Okay, now we can use this continuum talking about so many different health measures, but today I'm talking about physical ability. Okay, so why we look at this and why we talk about fitness in this way is because it is a continuum. So sickness, if we're talking about physical ability, on the sickness end, it would be things like not being able to carry groceries yourself, maybe not being able to walk through a grocery store, maybe always needing to hold a handrail while walking downstairs, those types of things. Things where we're not really fully able to do normal life without some sort of assistance. Up here, we've got wellness. So along this continuum here, we've got wellness. Wellness would be being able to do those things, okay? Being able to relatively do normal life without extra assistance or without any issues, okay, in terms of our physical conditioning. As we continue along the continuum, we move more towards fitness, okay? So things like being able to do heavy lifts, being able to lift 2 times, deadlift 2 times or more your body weight, being able to go on long hikes, being able to run, being able to do things that are above and beyond what's required in normal daily life. So we've got sickness, wellness, fitness. So no matter where you currently are, ideally, we're trying to move closer, through the wellness and into the fitness end of things. Now, what if you're maybe feeling like you're somewhere down here and you want to be somewhere up here? That's totally doable. You just have to follow the continuum. You're never going to be able to move straight from sick to fit. You have to move through wellness. You have to move through being able to do life. Now, fitness, in terms of what we do here, structured fitness, can help you do this, okay? So if right now you can't carry 2 bags of groceries at one time, okay? Or you can't pull yourself up off the couch or something like that. We can help you do that by adding in structured strength training, range of motion training, yoga, cardiovascular training. All of those things at the right level for you would help you move from sickness towards wellness, okay? Now, if you're in this wellness category, you can do life as you so desire right now, but you want to be able to do more than that. Maybe you want to compete. Maybe you want to run a marathon. Maybe you want to just aesthetically look or feel stronger. We can continue to do that fitness training, that structured training at higher levels, at higher intensity levels, because now our ability has increased, and we can then move more towards fitness, okay? Now, let's talk about this end of the spectrum, okay? Higher levels of fitness. You might think when you watch some of our videos of people doing muscle ups or pull ups or lifting a lot of weight, those people are, yes, kind of here on this higher level of fitness. Now, why are they there? A, most of them really enjoy it. We think it's fun to do all of these things that we do, that all this training, we enjoy it, okay? Now, you might not enjoy it, and that's okay. But the other reason that we want to be not just standing at well, why developing higher levels of fitness is a good thing, because just like we had to move from sickness through wellness to get to fitness, if something happens, whether we get a actual sickness, right? We get a cold or we get the flu, or if something happens in terms of the fact that we age, which that is going to happen inevitably, right? That is going to slowly push us backwards, okay? So getting actually sick, maybe having some sort of chronic disease develop, or even an injury, or just general aging, is going to make us eventually fall backwards. Now, what happens is if we were up here, if we had developed a higher level of fitness before that incident or before we started aging, we now have a significant buffer before we end up actually losing our daily life abilities, okay? So if someone was very fit and they got sick for several weeks, yes, their cardiovascular ability is going to go down. Their strength is going to go down, okay? But they're still going to be able to probably do life just fine because they had this cushion. Now, if someone had only developed to here, they're just, well, I can just do daily life. They're fine most of the time. But if they do get sick, now all of a sudden, they're much more quickly falling into the sickness end of this. So that's why we look at it as a continuum. Because A, we have to move through wellness to get towards fitness, okay? And anything moving in this direction is a positive thing. So if you were here and you end up here after 6 months of training, you still improved. If you were here and now you're here after 6 months of training or a year, no, you're not a competitive bodybuilder. You're not a competitive CrossFitter. Who cares? You're still more well and closer to fit than you were before you started. The flip side of that, like we said, is the farther we start over here, the farther we can get, the more capacity we can build in fitness above wellness, the more cushion we have if something happens to us physically along the way, and allows us to keep our wellness for longer. So all of that being said, this is why we do what we do. A, we enjoy it. We think it's fun. But we also want to help you guys get farther along this continuum so that A, you can do life. We can get to here. You can do life without being worried that your physical conditioning is going to limit you. But also so that we can give ourselves a physical cushion so that we can stay above that doing life ability for as long as possible through our lifetime. So, sickness, wellness, fitness continuum. We can use this for a lot of different ways. I used it for talking about fitness ability and physical ability today. And just wanted to describe to you guys why we do what we do and get you maybe thinking about where you currently are at on that continuum and maybe how we could help you move farther along from where you're currently at. If you found this interesting, leave me a comment, ask a question. I would love to help. If you want something a little bit more personal, feel free to leave us a message. And I would love to talk to you guys. Thanks so much, and I hope you hear from me soon.